Welcome to Daily News in AI Agents, the place to get a quick roundup of the most exciting developments in AI agents every day. Subscribe to our LinkedIn newsletter today in the link below to stay activated.
All right, so it's the day after Christmas. I don't know about you, but
Yeah.
I'm still kind of buzzing, from all this AI news that dropped while everybody else was, opening presents and stuff like that. We got a whole stack of articles here,
Right.
fresh from, Katie Nuggets, The Decoder,
Wow.
TechCrunch, Data Economy,
Yeah.
even a cool one from IE Spectrum. It's
Yeah.
like the AI world decided to drop some presents,
Yeah.
for sure, of its own. For the holidays. So
Agreed, yeah.
buckle up. Because today we're going to dive deep into the latest and greatest and figure out what it all means.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable, isn't it, just how much is happening right now?
Yeah.
From like visual reasoning breakthroughs to the possibility of like AI-generated movies.
Yeah.
It's a lot to unpack.
It is.
But,
Yeah.
that's what we're here for.
Okay, so let's start with something that really blew my mind.
Okay.
Alibaba's Qwen team just released this open source visual reasoning model
Right.
called QVQ, and it's giving like the giants like OpenAI and Google a run for their money.
That's right.
The interesting thing is they're making it open source.
Yeah.
What does that even mean
Right.
for the average person? Why should they care?
Think of it this way. Visual reasoning is kind of like
Oh, okay.
the ability for a machine to see and understand images just like we do.
Gotcha.
So it's a big deal because it's got huge implications for things like self-driving cars, which need to be able to navigate complex environments
Right.
in real time,
Yeah.
or even medical AI, analyzing scans to detect abnormalities and stuff.
Oh, wow.
By making this open source, that means that anybody can access it and build on top of it.
So it's not just locked away in some, Google lab or something.
Exactly. It's not just
That's pretty amazing.
siloed away.
Yeah. So does that mean we're going to see just like a sudden explosion of all these new AI applications coming from unexpected places?
Absolutely. It just opens up
Wow.
a whole world of possibilities.
Right. Okay.
You could have like a small startup
Yeah.
using this model to create a visual AI tool specifically for architects
Oh, wow.
or for farmers to monitor crops.
Okay.
Things that might not have been economically feasible before
Gotcha.
suddenly become possible.
So now we've got AI that can like see and understand.
Right.
But how about AI that understands sports?
Okay.
I'm looking at an article here about a system that can actually recognize soccer fouls
Uh-huh.
in real time, evaluate how bad they are,
Wow.
and even provide commentary.
Oh, that's interesting.
Is this the beginning of robot refs?
It's certainly a step in that direction.
Yeah.
What's impressive is just how technically challenging that is.
Oh, I bet.
You've got an AI that needs to process this really fast-paced game,
Yeah.
figure out the difference between like an intentional foul
Right.
and an unintentional foul,
Uh-huh.
and then generate human-like commentary
Yeah.
all at the same time.
Yeah. What are some of the hurdles that the developers would have to overcome?
I think one of the biggest hurdles is context.
Okay.
So human referees, they use their experience,
Right.
their judgment, to make calls based on, how the game's flowing,
Yeah.
the player's intentions, sometimes even the crowd's reaction,
Oh, wow.
and trying to replicate that level of nuanced decision-making.
Yeah.
With AI, it's incredibly difficult.
It makes you wonder, are we even ready for that kind of shift
Yeah.
in something as like emotionally charged as sports?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, next thing you know, we'll have AI coaches
Right.
arguing with robot refs.
That's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
It definitely raises questions about the role of human judgment
Uh-huh.
and whether people are even going to accept AI in areas where emotions run so high.
Okay, let's move from the soccer field to something a little more glamorous.
Okay.
Bollywood.
Right.
We've got an article here about an AI-generated Bollywood movie that's supposed to be released in 2025.
Wow. This is wild.
Yeah. They're using AI for everything from character design to music composition. That's amazing. It's mind-blowing. I think what's really fascinating here is the artistic potential.
Yeah.
We're going beyond just like the practical applications and getting into like truly creative expression.
Yeah.
I think this film is going to be like a fascinating case study in how we can use AI as like a tool to augment human creativity. They mentioned they're even using AI to recreate a specific Indian dance style, Kathak. Okay. I mean, that's incredible. Yeah. But also, how do you even begin to teach an AI about something as like nuanced and intricate as that? It's a really complex process. Yeah. It involves feeding the AI just massive amounts of data. Okay. Videos of Kathak performances, motion capture data, even musical scores. Wow. And the AI basically learns to identify the patterns and relationships within all of that data until it's able to generate new movements.
Gotcha. That actually stick to like the style and the rules of Kathak.
So it's like you're teaching it to not just like copy, but to actually understand the essence of it.
Yeah.
And then create something new based on that understanding.
It's a fascinating example of how AI can push the boundaries of like artistic expression.
This all sounds incredibly cool and cutting edge.
Yeah.
But I do have to wonder, like, is this taking away from the human element of filmmaking?
I think that's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And it's definitely something that the filmmakers are grappling with.
Okay.
You know, they're essentially pioneers in a new art form.
Yeah.
Navigating uncharted territory here.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest challenges is maintaining consistency.
Gotcha.
Especially when it comes to like character appearance.
Right.
Because AI tends to have a mind of its own.
So there's still a lot of human intervention and fine-tuning.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, these AI tools are there to assist and augment the creative process. Not to replace human artists entirely.
Gotcha.
It's about using those tools to create something new and interesting and exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how this all plays out.
Yeah. Speaking of pushing boundaries, let's shift gears and talk about the business side of AI.
Okay.
One article here highlights Elon Musk's XAI securing a massive $6 billion in funding.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, even for Elon, that's a serious vote of confidence.
It is.
In this field.
It really speaks to the frenzy around AI investment right now. You've got major players pouring resources into this field because they recognize its potential to just totally disrupt every industry.
Yeah.
And I think this influx of capital is probably going to lead to even faster development.
Yeah. That's kind of like a double-edged sword, isn't it?
Yeah.
On one hand, you could see like these incredible breakthroughs that could really benefit humanity.
Exactly.
But on the other hand, there's the risk that things are moving so fast that we don't have time to consider the ethical implications.
It's crucial that we don't get so caught up in what's possible that we forget to ask what should be done. As AI evolves, we need to be having these open and honest conversations about its potential impact on society, the workforce, even like what it means to be human.
It's a lot to think about.
It is.
But on a lighter note, I saw this article about Tesla stock surging on Christmas Eve.
Oh, wow.
Apparently, it was the top gainer in the S&P 500.
Wow.
With a 7% jump.
That's significant.
Yeah, it seems like the news about Hyundai adopting Tesla's Supercharger network is really giving them a boost.
It's a pretty big development in the EV landscape.
Yeah. So does this mean Tesla's on track to become like the dominant player?
Potentially in the EV charging space.
I mean, by opening up their charging network to other automakers.
Yeah.
They're essentially setting the standard for the whole industry.
It's like the early days of the smartphone market.
Where
everybody was trying to figure out like the best operating system, the best app ecosystem and stuff.
Yeah, it seems like Tesla's trying to position themselves like the Apple of the EV world.
Yeah.
It's a compelling analogy.
Yeah.
And much like Apple, their success is going to depend on not just their tech, but also their ability to build a strong brand and create a loyal customer base.
Okay, speaking of technology.
Okay.
One of the articles here dives into something a little more concerning. This new Mirai botnet. That's targeting specific routers. I'm not exactly a tech whiz.
Okay.
So could you break down what this means?
So essentially a botnet is a network of infected devices.
So that could be like computers or routers that are controlled remotely by hackers.
Gotcha.
And they can use these botnets to launch these huge attacks, steal data, disrupt online services.
Okay.
And what's concerning about this particular botnet is that it's targeting devices that are commonly used in home and business networks.
Okay.
So it has the potential to expose some pretty sensitive information.
So this is a good reminder that as AI technology becomes more powerful and more accessible, It can also be used for bad stuff.
Exactly. It highlights the importance of cybersecurity in this age of AI.
Right.
As AI systems get more sophisticated, so are the methods used to attack them. So we really need to be investing in these robust security measures to protect ourselves.
It's like a constant arms race.
It is.
The good guys trying to stay one step ahead.
That's a good way to put it. And as AI gets more and more integrated into our lives, the stakes are just going to keep getting higher.
Right.
So we need to be vigilant about security.
Yeah.
Best practices, both individually and as a society.
Shifting gears again.
Okay.
I came across this article that takes us back a few years to a 2016 podcast episode called When and How Will Autonomous Cars Be Mainstream?
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
It features Aaron Shear, the CEO of Nexar, a company that developed this dash cam app that uses AI to help prevent accidents.
Yeah, he had a really interesting perspective on how self-driving tech was going to evolve. Back in 2016, there was so much hype about fully autonomous vehicles being just around the corner. But Sure argued that the future of driving would be more about collaboration between humans and AI rather than complete automation.
So instead of cars driving themselves, he imagined a world where humans and AI are working together to make driving safer and more efficient.
He talked about this idea of cyborgs.
Cyborgs.
Humans augmented with AI systems.
Oh, wow.
That can provide like real-time information and assistance.
Gotcha.
It's like having a co-pilot.
Yeah.
That's always analyzing the road, identifying potential hazards, even suggesting better routes.
Okay. It sounds like some of those features are already becoming commonplace.
Absolutely.
In modern cars.
Yeah.
You've got like lane departure warnings, adaptive cruise control.
Right. All examples of AI systems that are enhancing the driving experience, but not completely taking over from the human driver.
And as AI gets better and better, we can only expect to see more sophisticated driver assistance features.
Absolutely.
But that brings up an interesting question.
Okay.
Where do we draw the line between human control and AI assistance? Like, at what point does too much reliance on AI become dangerous?
It's a valid question.
Yeah.
And it's one that researchers and policymakers are really wrestling with.
Okay.
You know, there's a balance to strike between leveraging AI to improve safety, but also making sure that the human driver stays engaged and responsible.
It seems like this whole tension between human control and AI assistance isn't just limited to driving.
No, it's not.
We're seeing it in healthcare, finance, even creative fields like filmmaking.
Absolutely.
It's like an overarching theme that keeps popping up.
Yeah, it's one of the defining questions of our time.
Wow.
How do we integrate AI into our lives in a way that benefits us without undermining our values, our autonomy, and our sense of purpose?
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
In this deep dive. Yeah. Everything from breakthroughs in visual reasoning, AI-generated entertainment, business implications of like Tesla's charging network dominance, the ever-present threat of cyber attacks, and then this evolving relationship between humans and AI.
It's clear that AI is advancing at an incredible pace.
Yeah.
And it's only going to have a bigger and bigger impact on our world in the coming years.
Before we wrap things up, there's one more article I want to bring in because it really gets to the heart of something we've been talking about.
Yeah.
This whole need for transparency and accountability in AI systems.
Okay.
It's from Mark Tech Post, and it talks about this new machine learning approach called GNLL.
Okay.
Which focuses on uncertainty estimation and natural language generation. I gotta be honest, the technical details kind of went over my head.
Sure.
But the core idea seems really important.
It is, especially as we rely more and more on AI to generate text, whether it's chatbots, writing articles, translating languages. GNLL is basically a way for AI to tell us how confident it is in the text that it produces.
Okay.
So, like, imagine you get a medical diagnosis from an AI. Wouldn't you want to know how sure it was?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, is it 99% sure, or is it only like 50% sure?
Right.
GNLL lets the AI give us that kind of confidence score.
Okay.
Along with its output.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So instead of just like spitting out information,
right?
It can say like, hey, I'm pretty sure this is right.
Exactly.
I'm not really sure about this part.
Yeah, it's like a more nuanced way of communicating.
That seems like a huge step.
It is.
Towards making AI more transparent.
Absolutely.
And trustworthy.
It allows us to understand the limitations of the AI.
Right.
And interpret its output more critically.
Yeah.
We're not just blindly accepting what the machine's telling us.
Right.
We're engaging in a more informed dialogue.
So it's less about AI being like this all-knowing oracle and more about it being like this powerful tool that we can use to like enhance our own understanding.
It's about collaboration, not replacement.
Yeah.
And as AI gets more complex, I think that collaborative spirit is going to be even more important.
Yeah. We need to develop AI that can not only like solve problems, but also explain how it got there.
Yeah, explain its reasoning.
Acknowledge its limitations.
And ultimately earn our trust.
This has been an incredible journey.
It has.
Through the world of AI.
For sure.
Visual reasoning breakthroughs. AI-generated movies.
Yeah.
The ethical challenges of self-driving cars. The need for cybersecurity.
Right.
It seems like there's no part of our lives that AI isn't touching these days.
It's a truly transformative technology.
It is.
And we're really just starting to see what it can do.
Yeah, before we wrap up, I think it's worth saying that the future of AI isn't set in stone. It's up to us to shape it.
That's right.
To make sure that it aligns with our values
Absolutely.
And our hopes for the future.
I completely agree.
And that starts with conversations like this one.
Yeah.
Asking tough questions. Challenging assumptions.
Right.
Exploring both the good and the bad.
It's been a fascinating discussion.
It has.
I've really enjoyed it.
Me too.
Thanks for having me.
And to our listeners, we encourage you to keep exploring this amazing world of AI.
Absolutely.
Stay curious.
Stay informed.
And join the conversation about the future we're building together.
Well said.
Until next time.